Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound. It's going to be a beautiful night tonight. We're welcoming you here to our Friday night on the Homestead. And tonight's topic really affects everybody. So what is the one thing do you really want? What one thing is it? It's got to be one thing. All right? And how's everybody doing out there? Let me switch some things up here and get up here. All right, so we got a few people in here, so I'm going to go up there to the comments and say hi to everybody. The first one in was LG. LG. And second was CB at Hugo Homestead. Then CR came in here, Creative Redundancy. Phelan Clan Wolf says that he's lurking. Then it's the Marshmallow Man. Hey, Lewis. And chit chat. My thing here is just jumping all around. Next, we have Idaho Garden Girl came in. Hey, Steph. And then King Poopa. Hey, Dustin. Working while we decompress. Yeah, and then get ready for Courtney's live when mine's over with. All right. Well, for this one here, I'll be throwing up the link here for anyone who wants to come up here and talk about things rather than trying to type it all out and make it common sense and go, oh crap, automatic spell check. Anyways, wait a minute. Before I do that, I got something else I got to do. My brain's farting. I just came back from across the street where I've been watching the boys since 2:00. Yeah. So that's my new job from 2:00 until almost 7:00. I have to watch the boys on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 5 days a week. Because both my daughter and the boy's father are working swing shift. She has a shorter shift than he does. But anyway, so one thing I wanted to share here right now is I want to say especially thank you. We've got the channel membership scrolling across the bottom there. I'm going to pop it off here for a second while I show you our channel members. However, there's one missing off this, and I'll say who it is at the very end.
This ain't Camp Crystal Lake. We have fun here.
And so the one name that I didn't get a chance to add to, I was working on it. I was redoing that the thing and making it go a little bit faster. When my daughter, I froze. When my daughter called and said, "I got to go to work," and that is Vitra is picked up membership number 30. So that's what's going on there. I'll thank all the channel members here, because the membership fees they pay that I get here are going back into giveaways. So, and speaking of giveaways, we have, and down in the description, there are 2 listed down there. There's the 30,000 subscriber giveaway going on here. And over my Gray Man Prepping, there is the 1,000 subscriber giveaway contest going on over there. And just as a reminder about the one over on Gray Man Prepping, hang on, I got to grab something down below here. The first place prize is the $80 color version of Doc Bones and Nurse Amy's book. So that's the first place prize over on Gray Man Prepping. And right now, Garden State Gardener has first place. And she got, all right, so let me go back up over here. All right, 28 comments went by. Let's see who else slid in here. Okay, so Skinner Farms came in, and Shift Kicker came in. David Carlisle came in. Kaylin Strain came in. And everyone's saying hi. Yeah. Okay, so I got one slide and one slide only. And I might give you some aspect of my warped sense of humor. Oh, our treasured Homestead just came in. 3,000 subscriber here. 3,000. I wish it was 30,000. If it was 30,000, I'd be giving away several $100 Amazon gift cards and some other stuff. But it's only 3,000. And actually, I've shot past that by over 300 in the last week. They just went. And thank you, YouTube, for playing games. They pushed one of my videos and pushed it hard, and I picked up, almost in the last 2 weeks, I've picked up almost 600 subscribers. Hey, through Jack's camera, how's it going? All right, so here is let's get over here. I'm going to show you the slide. This is not the slide that's coming up here. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. All right, so yeah, that's it. And let me go ahead and get the spicy girls down. If any of you have seen the official video for that, it's yeah. Bob would be very happy with that one. All right, so spice skill. No. Well, you'll have to ask the staff sergeant on that one, Dustin. And yes, CR, it's time to spice up the chat now. All right, so the thing is just tonight is to get you thinking about what is the one thing you really, really want. Now, before we get into any of the people throwing any of those things up yet, I want to cover something else here. It has to deal with that. There's 3 categories. First category is a need. The second category we'll come back to. The third category is a want. So between a need and a want is something called a need. That comes from Dr. Seuss. It's something you think you need. And a lot of people say, "Oh, I need this," when you really don't need that. You just think you do, because it's a little fluff. It's actually a think you need or a want. Air is something you need. Water is something you need. October ale is something you think you need. That probably going to tick off a few people out there. Yeah, Kaylin wants a vehicle with a driver. In other words, Kaylin wants to hit that. Wants to find that Powerball ticket for tomorrow night laying on the ground there that's worth $1.5 billion. And so, and CB has a Powerball ticket. Well, good luck, CB. One of the things that I've thought about things that I really, really want, and what I want to do, really want to do is get everything here in Idaho taken care of, get it all set up, so when my wife comes up here, she doesn't have to stress about any of the stuff that I got everything done, the garden set up, everything going, everything working, and everything's ready that if I kick the bucket, she's set for life. Hey, Tibor. And that's one of the things I really want is to get all that done and taken care of. Of course, what would yeah, either one of those would help me really take care of that. The 1 million would get me just about there. The 5 million, boom, done, good, and everything else. It's like on Wednesday's drawing, there were several $1 million winners on the Powerball. There were 2 in Northern California. There was one in New York. There were several of them around. So, yeah, one of those would just be nice. I could take care of. I could pay all the houses off. Get my wife and I new 4-wheel drive vehicles. Get a bigger tractor, and we're set for all the stuff we got to do here. Actually, could go on add some solar panels, but I want to keep everything, all the rest of it in the bank, in renewable CDs where she'll always have something to live on. All right, everybody, give all channel members, give CB a nice salute there for that one. And let's see here. Just fire up all those emojis for her. That's nice, CB. Caitlin said she's got a backup heater and 2 propane bottles she ordered. Second delivery, made it here. Cool. And did that one go? I don't want. Okay. All right. I had a thought, and then I saw the emojis going by, and it's like a squirrel. Squirrel. What? Backup heater. Yeah, Kayla, I didn't say go buy one. I said you just need to find that ticket laying on the ground there. A blessing from heaven. Oh, I found the ticket. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we think we get, we really, really want, and when you really think about it, it's like, that's fluff. I want the basics taken care of here. It would be nice to put in to get 4,000 watts of solar panels put in, and one of those nice, really nice lithium iron phosphate battery banks set up in here, like from either not Blue Eddy, what's the other one? Anyways, I just on the tip of my tongue. It's the one that can do 220 on it. We get the 2 systems put together. It's a big old massive cables, jumps it together. Anyways, it'd be nice to get a system like that, or be able to build my own that can handle, 3 days without sunshine and be able to power everything in the house here. That is a good want. That is a good want. One of the things that I've talked with my wife about, and it's like we were trying to get my one nephew to move up here, get him to start considering, to get him to come up here, look at the place, and then possibly get out of California and get up here and get him close. When my wife moves up here, most likely both of our boys are going to come up here. So I'll have all the boys and plus my daughter. All the family will all be here, on the compound, and I can get if I can get my one nephew up here, then maybe the second one will follow, and if I get two of them up here, then maybe a couple others will come up here, looking up here as well. Looking at an enclosed trailer today. Oh, let me just put that up. Looking at an enclosed trailer today. Can't afford it, but dreaming of loading it with preps, ready to hook up to a truck and bug out. Yeah. Yeah, that's that's one of the things we'll probably do here is get rid of one of the trailers that I have and get a dump trailer, because a dump trailer would be so much advantageous here for loading up with firewood and stuff, and I can dump it where I want, going over to the dairy whenever I need to, and getting a load of manure and bringing it over here for free. Yes. Hey, Glenn, how's it going? We got How to Garden in the house. And now I got plenty of people here. Let me go ahead, and I should have done this earlier. I apologize. There is the link going down in there. So I think anybody that has commented so far here is more than welcome to come on up here. And what was it? Wendy at Hardknack Farms put out a video about her DSL line, and she is just, she said it's dropping off on her. It's bad. They're going along, and all of a sudden it's like all the time, and can't get hardly anything done. Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Had a long day at work, but that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, now everybody can see what's behind me. Here's what a lot of people want when things go crazy. They want the toilet paper. They go crazy for the toilet paper. That's not a need. It's a want.
Yeah. I would, with what my comment there, with the $1 million or $5 million, I would spend about a quarter to a third of it on stuff like you said, like you mentioned, like solar panels, this, that, or the other, stuff like that. And I would invest the rest of it in like annuities, bonds, stuff like that.
Yeah. Trust me, you don't want to do that. I'm married to an accountant. If we were to get that after everything's paid and we have everything that we bought for that we need on it, she'd probably be turning around and investing in land, most notably decent housing that we can turn around and have as a rent out and have a rental income coming in on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, fair enough. My dad invested in an annuity for me, spent about $500,000 and is giving back $700,000+, right?
Yeah. So
it depends, right?
It depends.
Yeah.
A lot of things in September, a lot of stuff, annuities and everything like that took major hits. Yeah. 401ks got plastered in September. My thrift savings plan through the federal government took a moderate hit because you can pick how you want yours to go, and I have mine all shifted now down into the safest stuff, and it still took a decent size hit. Yeah. However, in October, most of the stuff I had it in bounced back.
Yeah, so I would still invest like 2/3 of it in something or another, whatever would pay out the most, one way or the other. Whether it be like a rental property or bond or annuities or whatever the case might be, right?
CD, first I would hide from everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that too. That too. Because if
Yeah,
you got money,
well, one of the
people are
things you
gonna
can
come.
do, people make a big mistake on the lottery. They say, "Oh, we need you to check this so we can use your as part of the thing. You got to agree to be us using for advertising." No, you don't. You say, "No, sorry, I need my privacy."
Yeah,
And
I
you can say absolutely no. My name is not to be released publicly, other than to the IRS.
yeah,
And that way, basically, you can stay under the radar a lot. Um, but yeah, the hiding from family members you never knew you had. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because once you got it, my dad knows. Like he knows. Like people will use you left, right, and center when you got money.
yeah. I'm just catching up in the side chat here. Make sure I don't miss that. Yeah, Tibor. Yeah, yeah. To be you'd want a certain amount of gold. Of course, you want to purchase this through various sources where they can't trace the gold and silver back to you. And yeah, a lot of cash. So shift got much love all early morning. Need to go feed. Yeah. So deer hunters in the AM. All right. Okay, shift kicker, take it easy. Yeah.
Yeah, because I like get what I need and like you said, solar panels, and then pretty much do the work right for
Yeah.
yourself.
There's right now I'm getting to the point where it's like anything that that I can hire out a professional to do right now. I'm still doing a boatload of stuff, but like putting in the heat tape up on the for the roof and stuff. I don't know how to do it. I've never done that. Hey, I'm in from sunny California down in the Bay Area. We don't put that stuff in, so I've had no experience in it. So I hired a good electrician to do it. The concrete, yeah, I know how to do the concrete, but hey, my back and knees are saying, you do that, we're going into the hospital. So that's why I had a contractor to come in and take care of all the concrete work.
Yeah. But yeah, like I'm still like I'm gonna be turning 43 in January. I can still do some of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I've done some contracting work in the construction house stuff, right? So I know how to do it, right? It's just a matter of having the material and whatever equipment to do it, right? But if it's stuff I don't know how to do, like electricity or plumbing, especially, or if there's a risk of hurt breaking something on my neighbors or my own, well, yeah, I'm gonna get a contractor up and deal with it because insurance companies, they're funny. They want your money, but they don't want to give it back.
Yeah. Let me put it this way: if someone hit that that Powerball for 1.5 billion, and they took the cash out on it, well, that cash out they drop it down a bunch, and then what they drop it down to, then the federal government taxes 60% on that. Not 60%, sorry, 40% on that. So you get about 60 back. It's actually maybe 38 or something, but you figure 40 that 40% of that you're going to lose to taxes.
Yeah, freaking.
And then what you have left, CDs are probably a better investment for stuff, but you put some of it away and have it set up for a health insurance account.
Yeah.
So that it's making money when you're not using it, and you can draw on it, so you're not paying insurance for the time you don't need it. That's your insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the States might be a little different than Canada, but still, the investments are the best, right? Where they can make money.
Yeah. Yeah, Gear. Shoot. When we first came up here to Idaho, I was one of the properties that popped out, and it stayed on the market for over 2 years, and it was over on the western side of the state, south of Boise, south of Nampa, south of all that. It was 7,000 acres for $7 million. It was cattle land, and it had some trees and stuff on it. Yeah, if I had that, I'd be buying that over there. So it's a bit warmer than it is over here, and it's big enough where I can graze cattle and not have to worry about feeding them. Have a supplemental income.
I did. I had an annuity. That's where I've been. I've been not necessarily hiding, but I had an annuity and I cashed it in to pay for my property in full. And I had to go get a job and pay for my bills and stuff like that, right? So at least with whatever might be coming down the tube, right?
Mm-hmm.
The house is paid for, right?
Check.
I don't have that one extra bill. It's my regular normal bills now, like insurance, hydro, phone bill. And I knew it was coming. It happened back in July that I made this decision, and my savings ran dry, and then I had to lose the internet for a little bit because it wasn't a need, it was a want, but I got it back now, so it's always the needs and not the wants.
For Powerball, the lump sum value for the Powerball for tomorrow night is $782.4 million. Of which 37% is federal income tax off of that. Oh, and it's now up to $1.6 billion.
I'd be the lucky win. I'd like to be the lucky winner of that. We don't see any of that kind of numbers in our lottery system up here. I think maybe I've seen it, maybe $100 million, and that's being like generous. But I guess America's bigger than Canada, so I guess there'd be a lot more people playing the lottery there. I think I've seen one of our lotteries up here reach $70-80 million.
Yeah.
Still a fair bit of money, but still, it's more than enough than what I need. Give my mother and father something, give my sister something.
Okay.
And here's $10 million to each of them at least.
Hey, Brother Donnie, how's it going? Prep for the Eternity has just showed up. All right. I tell you, if I didn't get that, as much as I kind of like this, and I invested a lot of time here, it's like, I would be buying over on the other side and be moving everybody over there. Well, maybe not my son-in-law, just my daughter and her boys. Sorry, that's another sort. That's a sore subject. But and I would definitely be putting up houses and stuff and doing like a wagon wheel type center community compound for each of the families, and set a house up for my brother's widow, and one for each of their 6 kids, and say, hey, there's a house here if you guys want it. The only rules are you got to work 2 days a week out here on the land.
Yeah. I seen another channel.
Hey, Keith.
He just bought, I forget where it is, but he just bought a new place. He's in New York. And I think it's, I forget where his other place is. And he's starting a community kind of deal thing on that property that he just bought.
Yeah.
Where and they all gotta pitch in. There's certain rules and regulations and stuff like that. That's something to do because the more people, like I live alone with my dog, and I just got to check in and stuff like that. And it's a lot of work to do it all, right? So that the more the merrier. But it's got to be certain rules and regulations to do it all.
What do you say? I think that kind of money would make it crazy. Crazy trying to keep up with which banker is ripping me off. Well, now, Tibor, with that, if you had that much money, one of the first things you do, you hire yourself a good tax attorney, and he rides herd on the bankers. That's what his job is. His job is to take care of your taxes and stuff like that. He can't spend anything, but he can tell you everything you need to do, and then he can ride herd on anybody you're investing with, any of the banks and everything else. And he takes all, he gets paid for the heartache, and he goes out there and his company takes care of it.
Yeah, that's for sure, Gil. Because my dad, he comes from my dad's is retired now and family owned and operated company. I think 30 some years ago, the company might have been making a couple of $1 million. Turned it around and turned it into a 90 million best year. And he had to have somebody trustworthy for himself, not the company too, but for himself, right? To do the investments and stuff like that. And to keep on people like that, right? Where do I go for this? What will pay out the most, and where do I invest my money?
Yeah, and sometimes you don't want to go what pays the most. Sometimes you want to go what pays mediocre, because if it pays mediocre constantly, that's good. Sometimes the ones that pay a lot, they go up, and all of a sudden they go down, and they go back up, and then they go down. So Wendy, do you have your subscribers? I'm trying to remember. Do you have the 1,000 subscribers? If you do, Wendy, go ahead and put your channel link in there so people can go over there and watch some videos. Now, on that, I found out that YouTube has changed their rules. If you put it on somebody's playlist now and just let it play for 8 hours, they're not going to count it all. Anything more than except for shorts, anything more than 4 videos, and if it keeps playing, they're thinking that someone's just leaving it play, and they're not going to count it. When my stuff jumped up a bunch with that one video that they pushed, the one side of YouTube pushed, and all of a sudden I got all these new subscribers and everybody watching and stuff. Because my watch hours went boom, and YouTube said, "Hey, if you have, we got to check into your system for any what they call it, not unauthorized, but something or other watching time stuff, because it looks like people are just playing. Your watch hours have jumped so much that people are probably just playing playlists, and that's not allowed." And they said some other stuff, and then I got back. Oh, okay, you are picking up new subscribers and stuff. One of your videos went, and so the other thing I finally realized, it goes, oh, but see, they're looking for people that if it jumps too much and they're not breaking up the watch out time, then they start to discount it. So if you're going to watch somebody's channel, watch 2 or 3 videos. Go watch somebody else's. Watch a couple other videos around, come back, watch 2 or 3 videos. Don't let it play overnight. Tibor, one of the things that my wife was saying is that we were talking one time, I was joking, like, what would you do? I asked her, what would you do if you found the winning lottery ticket laying on the ground? And she goes, well, one of the first things we'd be doing would be opening up varying accounts and for each of us singularly, jointly, and then as trustees for the kids. Multiple accounts, multiple banks to bring everything down under that 200,000 as much as we can, close to that $200,000 FICI, whatever heck it is that the insurance thing on it, the cover in case the bank goes under, and then try to get cover it that way there, get it spread out so if one bank goes, it doesn't affect you too much because you got money in other banks and stuff.
I would turn it into a mattress.
But as far as cashing it all out in cash, once you have cash, I like I was saying, one of the things we'd be doing, we'd be converting that at buying gold here, buying silver there, buying platinum there, buying precious metals and all around it, different things. One of the things that we would not, yes, that's it, FDIC. Gear, that FBIC, that's the Facebook Inquisition Committee. No. But yeah, you diversify buying metals by paying cash for it at different places and never the same place twice in a month. And you just kind of go around buying different places and stuff. So they don't have to, you don't have to fill out any paperwork on what you're buying. CB has a plan for spring, a greenhouse and a new front porch. Yeah, you want to diversify as many between the many banks, financial institutions as you can, and diversify what you do with it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
Yeah, Kaylin, that is funny. Yeah, true. Jewelry is one of the ones that they didn't collect back the last time they took us off the gold standard. Now, the other thing too is like if you had sets of like silverware, silverware, silver pitchers, vases, stuff like that. That was pretty much exempt too, especially if it was old school stuff. It was old and had some historic value to it as well.
Yeah, back then, if it's historic, like back in the day, old school, that's when they made stuff like out of real gold or silver, and you're gonna get your money back for it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of things you think about, right? But the one thing that I want. Here's Josh. The one thing that I want is to have my wife financially set, everything paid off, everything here ready, where she doesn't have to worry about building anything, do anything. Everything's functional, ready to go for her by the time I pass away. Because I am 8 years older than my wife, and women live longer than men. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing that from my sister. Like I'm single, right? But my sister's 3.5 years younger, and it's just the way I was raised, right? The parents passed us down everything to me and my sister, and I'm the one that's, I don't want to say stuck looking after my sister, but it's just the way if something happens to me, it all goes to my sister,
Hey, Lewis. Did you change up your internet? Because you're coming in a lot clearer tonight.
No, it must be like a real clear night or something, or where I'm exactly sitting.
Okay, well, mark that spot. Because
Oh, don't you worry. I have.
So, Josh, what is the one thing you really, really want?
Really, really want?
Yeah.
The farm paid off.
What was that?
The farm paid off.
Farm paid off? Let's see. What can we do here? I want to check something here. Okay, you're up all the way on the mic. Yeah, it's, that's, yeah. My wife and I get into serious, not really heated, but serious debates over how to spend money. She's an accountant. I'm a contract, was a former general engineering contractor, and it's like the way prices are going up. We need to be getting this stuff now, getting it done now, while the labor's cheaper. Because in 3 years, it's going to cost 50% more, if not more than that.
Yeah.
And it's
well,
like
the rate of inflation, sad.
Yeah. And it's like one of the things I told her I'm going to do is I'm going to start picking up rolls of insulation for the shop during the wintertime. So I can just go out there and do a couple sections, throw up a sheet of plywood, do a couple more rows, do a sheet of plywood up, and until I get that shop insulated this winter. Because once I get that shop insulated, then we can, get a little wood burning stove out there installed or whatever, or maybe even just get a propane tank set up next to the shop and get a small heater in there where the heat's not just going up through just the OSB and out through the steel, because there's no insulation other than in one small section. And get the top insulated, get it dropped down, and get the sort of like the attic area of it insulated. Huh?
On the bottom side of the trusses.
Yeah. The bottom side of the trusses and up in the peak as well. That way, that area up above acts as a bigger trap too. But we can store stuff up there.
Yeah.
And that way, we're not heating as big of an area, and it, because basically we have a lot of food storage down there in California. We have a lot of food storage in the extra bedrooms up here. I got stuff out in the one cargo container. That's all dried goods though, but we want to put it all into one area in the shop. Still keep a fair amount in the house here, but where it's more climate controlled. And one of the things she mentioned about was having a 5+ year rotating storage pantry.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a septic tank, a second septic tank. One's for food storage and one's for me to go to the washroom, and it's in the ground, and I did that for a particular reason. Nobody's going to think when I dug up the ground, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to think that, I'm making a root cellar or something, right? Everybody's going to think, it's a septic tank he's putting in, right? Lo and behold, when they broke through the wall into the septic tank, because it's in my base, look, I can walk into it from my basement, and nobody's going to think anything of it.
Yeah.
And it's controlled, it's waterproofed and everything, right? And it's going to be at 58 degrees down there because it's down. I got to walk down 4 steps at least because it's below the frost line here in Canada.
Yeah.
Just below it. And nobody thought anything of it. He's just putting it in a septic tank because everybody here where I live has a septic tank.
Hey, Donnie, that's good. You got the humidity issue figured out. That's great. We have a friend here in town that has a freeze dryer, and told my daughter and my wife that, anytime we wanted to, we could, use it. And I'm thinking, okay, since the humidity in the house here is in the wintertime, once it's, like outside, it's I have to add a lot of water into pots on top of the stove to get the humidity up to a comfortable level indoors. Winter is the time to do freeze drying for us because the humidity's down and the freeze dryer doesn't have to work as hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool, Tibor.
Is that like you've had freeze dried stuff before to eat, right, Gil?
Oh yeah. I love Mountain House. My favorite Mountain House thing is the Mountain House spaghetti with meat sauce. The next thing is their chili mac, and the next thing after that is their beef stew.
And you just like, it's like, I don't want to say like dehydrated, but you got to add water to it, like dehydrated stuff, right?
Yeah, it's freeze dried. You got to add the hot water to it. Let it sit for so many minutes. Stirring when you're adding the hot water and stirring occasionally to make sure it stays all mixed up properly, and then it's good to go. My scout troop was big on it. Every time we went on any type of hike, the boys were like, we don't want to carry stuff. We want freeze dried. To go like, hey, if you get your parents to buy you the freeze dried, that's fine. The troop will buy this stuff if everybody wants to. If everybody doesn't have freeze dried to take up there.
Yeah, I always think about getting one of those things for sure, and I just want to make sure it's worth my money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And one of the things that we want to do here when we talk about being worth your money for the freeze dryer, it's so expensive to run because it uses electricity and stuff. A friend of mine here, I've talked about a bunch, Ben Gilmore. He has Minuteman Prep. With all his solar panels and stuff and solar power banks, I hate to call them solar generators. They're not really generators. They're power stations. He was saying that he can run a dehydrator just off of his solar panels.
Yeah.
And he's in his house and he's got his trailer parked out next to it. His trailer has 2,100 watts of solar panels on it. So he can run it, just not affecting his house, just run it off what's in the out there off the trailer.
Yeah, but I bet you a freeze dryer's got it. Like if someone's into getting freeze dried foods, a lot of it, like, you know what I mean? I bet you a freeze dryer, it's got to be paced for itself within like a family. You know what I mean? It'd probably pay for itself within a year, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would be like doing a lot of stuff in it, like freeze drying vegetables and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That way, give it a long shelf life. But the thing is to consider too, the difference between canning certain vegetables and freeze drying it. The canning process removes certain nutritional value, and the freeze dry removes certain nutritional value. Sometimes those overlap as far as what you're going to be losing these nutrients no matter which one you use, but some you lose over here and others you lose it over there. So it's one of those things you just got to figure out what's best needs to do. Up here, if I had that money, one of the things we would be putting in up here would be a big, monstrous Wallapini greenhouse powered by geothermal heat and cooling down, and a couple solar panels to run the fans. We'd be growing oranges year round up here.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol, how's it going?
Gil, you was talking about food storage, and we was that's probably been a month or better ago. We were talking about something on here, and on one of the mini shed things and mini barns, like I bought a mini split from work.
Cool.
A mini it is. Air, like a miniature heat and air, central heat and air.
Oh, okay. Well, it's the unit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. And so basically, it's basically like a heat pump. So it either pumps cold air or pumps hot air.
Yes. And it goes up in the wall. It's like 3 or 4 feet long, 1.5 tall. I'm going to put one of them in that, and put it up behind the barn where it can't be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be a pantry.
Now that you said that, just reminds me. Ben, on his travel trailer, Ben put one of those in on his travel trailer, and that was to run off the 12-volt system.
Really?
So it's basically it runs. It doesn't have to go through the inverter and everything else. And you basically, when you run it through the inverter, from 12 volt up to the 120, you lose a little bit there. But if you get one that's straight 12 volt and you run it straight off the 12 volt, you're not losing a transfer power there for it. And he put that in his trailer, and he basically took out where he had some of the cabinets over the bed, and he installed it there. And then ran the wiring down to his Titan power station, which was under the bed.
I'll see. Mine will be out behind the barn where I'll have 200 amps at this barn, and it's going to be sitting right directly behind it where, like I said, it can't be seen. And so I'll just run wire out because I have a couple lights out there and some receptacles for deep freezes. And
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for anyone, now that you mention it, right? Like, I don't know where you live, but I think it has to do a lot of it, whatever anyone does. You got to take a look at the weather of where you live. If you're going to have it above ground or underground, right? Like in a septic tank or a root cellar. Because I live here in Canada, and the frost usually it's about 4 feet down, right? And then you got your summers, which can get pretty hot these days up here in Canada. Out west is pretty bad, but I think you got to look at where you live first, right? The biggest thing.
Yeah. All right. We're running out of time here, guys. Courtney goes live in 6 minutes. So I'm putting Courtney's link in there to her live stream. But Josh, this is rock wool. This is probably the best insulation you can get. It comes in panels. It comes in bundles. Like you put your soft stuff like the fiberglass stuff. It comes in different ways of doing it in cubes and stuff. So if I could afford it, that is what I'd be putting in the shop out there.
That's your drywall, but it's cement, right?
Is that better than spray foam, Gil?
Probably not, but it's more fireproof. It's a lot more fireproof.
Is it like your drywall, but it's made out of cement?
No, it's called rock wool, but it looks like gray fiberglass insulation.
Okay.
But it's heavier and it's more dense and it works a lot better. It's listed as being fireproof, and they also use it for soundproofing as well.
I got a spray foam guy here that I can get a pretty good deal with as well. I was asking.
That's great too.
And then
my house has got spray foam in it too, and I don't want to swear by it, but it's better than that pink insulation, that fiberglass stuff, or that spray insulation that's like that fiberglass stuff.
Yeah.
Because it sticks to the wall and nothing comes right through it. Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ken says, the critters and stuff, the mice and whatever, don't like rock wool. They just
thanks, Galen.
Chases them out. All right, yeah. So Courtney's going live here in now 4 minutes. Already a bunch of people over there. So
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you for coming up here, Josh. Thank you, Lewis.
No
And
problem.
people, when you're thinking about what it is you really, really want, a notebook is a good place to start writing down ideas and get with your significant other or whatever, or just think about it different times and you can realize, oh, I need to change this, I need to change that. And so, all right, so we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks for coming in. And I'm heading over there to Courtney's, and I hope I'll see you over there too.
All right. See you guys later.